Hi, today I'm here to discuss a topic experienced by many but rarely discussed, and that topic is widowhood. Oftentimes, when a woman loses her husband to death, we rarely get to hear about her perspective of their life together before and her life after. Today, we'll speak with someone who's had this experience and we'll learn about her life with her husband, their triumphs, their losses, and their regrets. In essence, their real life together. Welcome. This is Real Life with Lola. And in today's episode, we'll meet Keisha, a young widow navigating her way through an insufferable loss, and we'll hear how she's been impacted. In this segment, we hear from Keisha about her childhood, and it's important to explore facets of one's childhood when talking about relationships. Relationships witnessed by important people in our lives early on in childhood oftentimes shape our own perspective of marriage, relationships, intimacy, and emotional connection.
Growing up, um, it was just my brother and I. We we used to live in Third Ward, and then we moved over to the Sunnyside area. Um, I would say we had a pretty normal childhood for the most part.
Okay. When you reflect back on your childhood, what do you feel like was the most difficult aspect of it?
The most difficult aspect. Um, I would say, I mean, of course, growing up, you don't know what you don't have. And looking back, I would say just a solid family structure.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your parents' relationship. How did you view it as a child?
I guess I viewed it as normal as a child.
Mm-hmm. And now looking back on it, what was it like through adult eyes?
Through adult eyes, I would say it's pretty dysfunctional.
Okay. And when you say dysfunctional, in what way did their relationship shape your view of intimate male female relationships?
Well, it wasn't necessarily any intimacy that I saw a lot. It was always a lot of maybe division
Okay.
and arguing, things like that.
So, can you tell me about your first love and what it was like?
My first love. Well, I can remember. I can remember just being head over heels. I was really shy
Mm-hmm.
back then, and it was a guy that was really popular in school, and of course, he approached and pursued me, and of course I was head over heels, and
Yeah.
of course it was the best time for me.
So, did you develop any traits as the result of that relationship that you carried over into other relationships, be it negative or positive?
I can't really say any traits, as that was so long ago. So long ago. It's just being so young and naive to so many things.
Okay. Well, since it's hard to pinpoint whether or not you developed any traits resulting from that first love relationship, do you recall any patterns in that relationship or subsequent relationships that mirror your parents' relationship?
I can't really say that I do. I mean, I can remember us maybe having some division and disagreements that weren't so great.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that could have been something that mirrored that.
Now tell me a little bit about your late husband and start at the beginning. How did y'all meet?
Well, we actually went to high school together. So, of course, then he played football and I was a majorette. We didn't date in high school, but I always had a crush on him. He said he had a crush on me too. But we met each other again several years after high school at a high school function. It was at a poetry bar.
Oh,
And
sounds romantic.
so that's when we started back. Well, we started talking and developing a relationship, and things moved pretty fast. We were in love.
What was it about him at that particular point in your life that made you feel that he was someone you could have a future with?
Well, it was his the way he pursued me, and he was he was just there for me.
So he was passionate about you.
Yes,
Okay.
that meant a lot, especially then.
Yeah. What was your life like with him? Was it how you thought it would be?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was great. In the beginning,
Can you describe what that was like?
our life.
And in the beginning.
Well, it was very family oriented. We were each other's pretty much everything. You know, we had been through some things before, similar, and it was just so refreshing to meet someone that can kind of share the same things that you wanted.
So it felt like kindred spirits.
Right.
Okay. Tell me more about that time in your life. You all were a blended family, correct?
Yes. Yes. We were a blended family. We had one child together and 3 other children, older children.
Okay. Now describe the marriage.
The marriage it was good. It was good in the beginning. We had, of course, our ups and downs, and then toward the end, we grew apart.
When you say you had ups and downs, what do you feel like disappointed you most in that relationship with him?
I would have to say just the intimacy we once shared. It just dwindled away. Just him being there and supportive of me, the way that, lit up my life, that just kind of went away.
What do you feel like was a barrier to that? What interfered or deteriorated that intimate connection?
Honestly speaking, it was some inner demons that he faced.
Okay. And in dealing with a spouse facing their inner demons, is there anything that disappointed you about your own behavior in the relationship?
To an extent. It should, I mean, I'm sorry, I got just worn down, from being able to just stand in there. It's like it's no rule as to how long or how much you should take, but I'm sorry. When you get married, of course you take your vows, but none of us are perfect. It's only so much you can take.
What do you recall thinking or feeling when you were nearing like the ultimate point of frustration?
I was just tired. I was like, I'm over it. I didn't sign up for this. That's what I kept saying. I didn't sign up for this. And it was just hard dealing with it. And, sometimes you just have outside interference that shouldn't be,
So there's a distinct difference between having a sound support system versus having interference that's unhelpful.
Right.
Can you describe what any of that looked like for you? Like, what did support look like and what was the actual interference?
Support looked like, the people that, although, you may have a difference of opinion, you have those people there to encourage you and to pray for you and help you through it, versus speaking against the other,
So you were in need of people that were team y'all.
Correct.
That weren't taking sides, but that were neutral and just offering love and unconditional support.
And helping us to stay and to do it together versus, we're married. It shouldn't be an alternative. It shouldn't be an outlet. It's till death. We're married.
Many times in life, we find ourselves repeating patterns, and it's really important to take notice of patterns or things that seem to pop up over and over again in our lives. And unfortunately, in Keisha's case, she's no stranger to loss. She's lost a long-term partner before to suicide, and she also suffered the tragic loss of her first husband to murder. And so what does that do to someone? How are you impacted when time and again you bet on love and time and again your hopes and your dreams are pulled right out from under you? We'll hear how this has impacted Keisha. Can you tell me about losing him? How did it happen and how did you feel?
Well, he had his health started deteriorating over the past, I would say, maybe 3 or 4 years. And it just wasn't getting any better. I don't know if the medications that he was taking, because he did take a lot of medication, and of course he did suffer from alcoholism.
Was there ever a time when you said to yourself, prior to him dying, was there ever a time where you thought it would end like this?
No.
So this was shocking for you.